Welcome back to the Credible Communication Podcast. I'm your host, Anetria Pollard. I'm so glad you carved out a few minutes of your day to join me. Here we operate under one core conviction that credible communication builds eternal bonds. In our last episode, we laid the groundwork. We talked about why credibility is the ultimate currency in our relationships and how it serves as the foundation of trust. But today, we're moving from the why to the what. We're zooming in on the very first building block of credible communication, our words. We use them every day, thousands of them. We text them, we whisper them, we shout them, and sometimes we throw them away. But the truth we have to reckon with today is that words are never just fillers. They carry weight, they carry power. And as credible communicators, we have to treat them like a precision tool or tools they are. Let's start with a provocative thought. Every relationship moves in the direction of the conversation within it. Think about your life like a ship. Your words are the rudder. They might seem small compared to the size of the ship, your marriage, your career, your parenting, but that tiny rudder determines whether you end up in a peaceful harbor or crashing against the rocks. The Bible doesn't mince words about this. Proverbs 18:21 tells us, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it eats fruit. And those who love it eats fruit. Notice that it doesn't say politeness and rudeness. It says death and life. Our words are seeds. When you speak, you're planting. Think about it in terms of a marriage. Think about your spouse walks through the door 30 minutes late after a grueling day. The atmosphere is tense. You're always late. You never think about this family. One partner says, what happened there? You just planted a seed of accusation. The direction of the evening is now headed toward defensiveness, locked doors, and maybe even silence. Or maybe let's use the same scenario, but let's use different words. For example, I really missed you today. I was looking forward to our time together. And I felt a bit disappointed when the clock kept ticking. What just happened there? You expressed the same truth. The partner was late, but you chose words that invite connection rather than combat. One creates a wall, the other creates a bridge. If you're a leader, your words are the thermostat of your team, I would say. If you say, this isn't good enough, do better, you've created an atmosphere of fear. But if you say, I see the effort here, and because I believe in your potential, I want to walk through how we can strengthen this together. You just created an atmosphere of growth. Take a second right now and look back at your conversations over the last 24 hours. What direction did you set for your home or for your office? You know, we have to realize that our words, they really reveal the heart. Now, here's where it gets a little uncomfortable. We think we can just master our words by learning a few communication tips, but credible communication goes deeper than the lips. Our words actually, they really do reveal our hearts. Jesus was very clear about this in Luke 6:45. He says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. I think, I would like to think of it like a sponge. When life squeezes you through stress, a traffic jam, a crying toddler, or a missed deadline, whatever is soaking inside the sponge is what's going to leak out. Have you ever snapped at someone and then immediately said, I don't know where that came from? The hard truth is, it came from inside. It came from a place of unprocessed hurt, exhaustion, or perhaps a lack of peace. This is why credible communication isn't just about speaking well, it's about speaking with awareness. Before the words leave your mouth, I want to challenge you to run it through a four-part filter. Ask yourself, number one, is it helpful? Does this actually solve anything? Number two, is it honest? Am I speaking truth or a version of it? Number three, is it respectful? Does this honor the person I'm talking to? And number four, is it aligned? Does this match who I want to be? Ephesians 4:29 says, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. To edify means to build or structure. Every time you speak to your spouse, your child, or your neighbor, you're either adding a brick to the house or you're pulling one out. Are you a builder or a wrecking ball? Here's the credibility killer, I think. Words are powerful, but they're not enough. In fact, words without action are actually damaging to your credibility. If I tell my daughter I value you, but I never put my phone down when she's talking to me, my words are actually creating a lie. I'm saying one thing, but my body language and my time language are saying another. This creates cognitive dissonance in the people we love. They stop listening to our words because they're too busy watching our lives. James 1:22 tells us, be doers of the words and not hearers only. In the context of communication, this means consistency. If you say, I'm sorry, but the behavior never changes, the word sorry loses power. It becomes a hollow sound. If you say, you can trust me, but you constantly dismiss their concerns, the word trust becomes a trigger of pain. And here is the beauty of it. When your words and your actions line up, your credibility become unshakable. When you say, I'll be there, and you show up, you are weaving a thread of security into the relationship that can weather any storm. As we start to wrap up, I want you to think about the atmosphere of your life. We've all walked into a room where the air feels heavy, right? Usually that's because the words in the environment have been filled with criticism, sarcasm, or passive aggression. But we've also walked into a room that felt like a breath of fresh air, where the words were filled with grace and patience. Proverbs 15:1 gives us a tactical tool for atmosphere shifting. It says, a soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. You have the power to de-escalate a fight just by the volume and the tone of your voice. You have the power to bring peace into a chaotic situation just by choosing soft words. This week's challenge: I want you to be a word architect. When you feel an emotional reaction rising, count to 3 before you speak. Shift from reactive to intentional. Try to speak 3 building words for every word that needs to be corrected this week. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Critical Communication Podcast. Your words matter. They are the seeds of your future and the windows of your soul. Use them with intention. Use them with grace. And use them to build the eternal bonds you are created for. In our next episode, we're going to dive into the second element of credible communication, something that often speaks even louder than what we say. We're going to talk about actions because people may hear what we say, but they believe what we consistently do. I'm Anetria Pollard. Keep communicating with heart. Keep communicating the truth. And I'll see you on our next episode.